What's up, guys? It's Kyle here with another video for the YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about all different technologies that are used in the cold email and B2B outreach space. So this is mainly for like LinkedIn DMs or cold email. These technologies can be used pretty much for both. So just starting off with the basic stuff before I go any deeper. Domain providers, doesn't really matter where you buy them at. I get mine mainly through Namecheap, but some people use GoDaddy or Porkbun. So yeah, I'm not gonna go too deep into that. It doesn't really matter too much. It just really matters about the top level domain name. So like getting .com or like .co. Don't be buying like random whatever .info, because those just those don't do too good in cold email. So just do .com, .co, even if it is more expensive. So for inboxes, I buy all mine through Scale Mail. They will set up your inboxes for you. They will set up your DNS records for you. And they will also put all your inboxes inside of your email sending tool and begin the warm-up process. So pretty nice. Saves a lot of time. Now, sales engagement tools. So these are tools that you could use for essentially LinkedIn or cold email. My brain went blank. Okay, so I use Instantly. Some people like SmartLead. I prefer Instantly. Now, I don't really know exactly what's going on now in SmartLead, but recently, like the past few months, Instantly is far more powerful, I believe. But some people are like really like loyal to SmartLead. So I think they're both great. You can really pick whatever one you want, but I recommend going with Instantly. Now, if you're doing like super high volume, cold email, like 100,000 plus emails a month, maybe you guys can check out Email Bison. They're pretty good. I've heard some people really like them. Personally, I haven't used them. I have been fine with Instantly doing high volume cold email. But some people, I guess, when they say like when you have like 10,000 inboxes in one workspace, it gets a little glitchy. I don't have 10,000, so I don't really have that problem. The reason I have so many is because Microsoft, you're supposed to get like 50. You only can send really like I think 2 or 3 cold emails a day per inbox, compared to like the 20, 25 you'll be able to send on Gmail. So, but it's like the same price. For like 50 inboxes for like Outlook is like the same price for like, less on Google. So it's not more. It's just different infrastructure. Okay, I'm not gonna go too deep into that. So yeah, these are like the 3 main cold email tools. And now for like LinkedIn DMs, and you can do like cold. So lemlist is like you can do cold emails and cold DMs in it at the same time. So you can like set up like a sequence where you do a cold email, then you do a cold DM. Same thing with HeyReach. HeyReach is great. Now there's also some cool automations you can set off, like, so when you get a new lead in your sales process, you can set up an automation that automatically like friend requests them. So you kind of build that connection with them, and if they don't buy, they will continue to see your content every single day and get nurtured by that to eventually convert when they are ready. Okay, email validators and email finders. So I love LeadMagic. LeadMagic is great. ICPs is also goated. So ICPs is like way cheaper. So when you go in Clay and you do your email waterfall, which essentially is, if you don't know, it's like a 5-step process, or you can pick how long you want it with. If it's 5 steps, we'll have 5 different validators. So if you haven't verified cold emails before or tried finding them, you might not know this, but if you have a list of 10,000 people and you try to find all their emails, you might only get like 6,000 off a provider. Like, you're not going to get all of them. So if the first one only gets 6,000, it will go to the next data provider, which could be ICPs. ICPs will try to find an email in the last 4,000. Let's say it only gets 2,000 of them, so there's 2,000 left. We'll have Prospio go out there and get the last 2,000. So that's kind of how the waterfall process works. But I love ICPs. I always put like in the beginning because it's way cheaper. But LeadMagic's also great. I put this number 2. I put Prospio number 3. And then there's a few more I might put on, but like those are the top ones. For email validation, I will use LeadMagic and Million Verifier. Really great. Million Verifier is pretty cheap. Bounce Ban and Instantly are great for catch-all verification. So if you have any catch-alls, make sure to validate them with this. Alrighty, so scrapers. So data scrapers, this is how like you could scrape Apollo, or you could scrape Twitter. So for example, if I just take, let me just look up this, I can show you guys, because like I'm gonna explain this not as good as like I could just show you. All right, guys, we're in here. Okay, so like for example, on Apify, you could get a Google Maps scraper, a TikTok scraper, a Twitter scraper, Instagram scraper, Facebook. Like you can see all these different things, right? Like Facebook ad library, LinkedIn, YouTube video. Like there's a bunch of different stuff in here, and there's way more. So like these are all different scrapers. So you see Apollo somewhere in there, but I don't know where it went. Amazon, like yeah, it's pretty cracked. So check out Apify, really great. I think it's like $35 a month or something like that. Serper's good. ZenRows is also good. Instant Data Scraper is also good. But if I was going to check out one first, it'd probably be Apify and then ZenRows second. So hope that guys I hope that helps you guys. Okay. So I hope that helps you guys. All right, so data enrichment. So Clay's a goat. I love Clay. But it's kind of like $340 a month. I think 345. But I think it's worth every penny. I made some videos on Clay, so if you guys want to check out like the capabilities of Clay, kind of how it works, it's pretty nuts. I recommend checking out those videos. I put together a playlist, so like the videos are all on the playlist. But yeah, I'll check those out. Like it's crazy what you can do. There's so many. Like one of the things that doesn't even have to do anything with cold email, but also benefits you is like CRM enrichment and cleaning. So you can set up workflows that keep your CRM clean. So for example, like I think there's some stat out there. It's like 30% of all CRM data goes like invalid after a year. Because like a lot of those people change companies, right? Like people don't stay at the same companies. You might have duplicate records. You might be missing phone numbers or emails on certain contacts. Clay will keep your contacts in your companies, in your deals, fully enriched. And they could also make sure you have no duplicates, make sure all your formatting across everything is the same. So you don't have like New York and then you have like NY somewhere else. Like it's crazy what Clay could do. And that actually makes your company more valuable. So when you want to go exit a company, your CRM is a big deal. Like your CRM is a big deal when you want to go exit the company. Like it's a big deal. Like I'd really check into like how big of a deal it is. I mean, I can make a video on that, but like it goes pretty deep. Like a CRM is not a place you just toss in your contacts. Okay. Like, yeah, it's a big deal. I'm not gonna go into it right now. But yeah, Clay's good for that. LeadMagic's also great for yeah, so let me go back to Clay real quick. So Clay it could do that, but it could also do things like, for example, you have so RB2B, which I'll talk about down here in a second. It can identify people that go on your website. So usually when someone goes on your website without R2B, you don't know their name, you don't know their company, you don't know who they are. You might know like their gender and stuff from like GA4, Google Analytics, but you don't know anything about them, so you can't really contact them, reach out to them. What RB2B does is essentially it gives you their name and company. So you can set up an automation where once someone comes on your website, it is web hooked to Clay. So it means it will send, whenever someone goes on your website, it will send that data over to Clay. Clay is just a big spreadsheet. So for example, the name, the company they work for will go into Clay. We'll have a whole automation set up in basically a spreadsheet where it will find their email, it will figure out what industry they're in, it will, figure out what headcount they have, they'll figure out if they raised money, and then we'll score them on that. So it really depends on your ideal customer persona. Like, let's say you only work with companies that are in construction that have 20 to 50% headcount. That would be your enrichment. Someone comes on your website, it gets sent to Clay, you enrich what industry they're in, and then you enrich the headcount, and then you can score them to see if they match that. If they don't match that, you stop there. If they do match that, you go set up an automation where it sends them a LinkedIn friend request, and then it sends them to Instantly and sends them a cold email, right? And then it sends something to your CRM where it says, hey, give this guy a cold call, right? You can automate all of that. And that's what's cool about Clay. There's so much more. Like Clayagent, where it's basically like a AI agent where you could ask it anything about your prospects, like how many case studies do they have in their website, and it'll go through 10,000 prospects and let you know how many case studies they have in their website. Give me recent news or press releases on this company, right? Crazy stuff. Full Enrich is also great for like phone numbers, emails, stuff like that. Now for visitor identification, I already kind of talked about RB2B. Basically, it takes like anonymous website visitors and helps you de-anonymize them. So like find their name, their company, their LinkedIn URL, and you can send that data somewhere else, whether you can cold call them, cold DM them, cold email them, whatever, right? So Instantly has the same software, and Vector, it's not on here. Basically, so like those three softwares kind of do like that same thing. Trigify is a little different. There's also Teamfluence. So these are for LinkedIn. So any LinkedIn engagement you have, whether it's likes, comments, connections, profile visits, all that stuff can be tracked. Their name, their LinkedIn account, their company they work for. And you can do the same thing. You can send it to Clay, right? Clay will enrich them. They'll score them against your ideal customer persona. If they match your ideal customer persona, they can be sent to lemlist to do cold DMs and cold emails. You could also send a task to your CRM and to say, hey, give this guy a cold call, whatever, right? It's pretty crazy stuff you could do. So what you also could do is you could pick thought leaders. You could take your competitors and your competitors' engagement, the comments and likes they get, all that data you could send to Clay and reach out to your competitors' LinkedIn engagement. Pretty crazy shit. Also thought leaders, you could find thought leaders in your space, track them too. So pretty crazy stuff. This is huge. Very good in cold email and cold DMs if you have this data. CRM. So a lot of people recommend like many different CRMs. Honestly, I'm not even going to recommend you any other CRMs. Like I was using HubSpot before this, went to Attio. The CRM is cracked. It's actually insane. Like you guys could get a free trial for 14 days. Like literally check it out. This CRM is going to take over the space in the next 2 years. It already is. It just raised $53 million in Series B funding. So check that guy out. I mean, not that guy. Check that company out. All right, databases. So these are like where you're going to get your data from for cold email. I mainly get my data from Apollo, Clay, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and Ocean.io. People say Apollo's burnt. It's not burnt. It's all about how you filter the data. And then I don't just scrape the data and send cold emails to it. I scrape the data, and then I send it to Clay, and then I enrich it. I find their head count, and I score them against my ideal customer persona. Most people don't know what they're doing. They're not enriching the contacts. They're not scoring the contacts, which means when they cold email or reach out to them, the data might not be accurate. So this is just where you can get bulk data so you can enrich it in Clay, right? Clay, they also provide you free data because they want you to enrich it with their credits and their platform. But you basically enrich it for free with your API keys and pay those providers instead and save way more money. I can make videos on that in the future too. So Clay, Apollo, and LinkedIn Sales Navigator, goated. Ocean.io is also really good. This is for like lookalikes mainly. This is what they're known for. So like, let's say for example, you have like 10 clients you really like. You could use Ocean.io to find more of those type of prospects that match your 10 clients you really like. You could also do this for the leads you're getting in your cold email campaigns or cold calls, any meetings you're booking, like anything really, whatever you want to get more of, use Ocean.io. Now, lastly, there's more stuff, but like I think I might make a part 2, but this is the main stuff you guys need to worry about. But lastly, for AI note taking, Fathom is great, Momentum is great, and Fireflies is great. I started off with Fathom. Now I'm kind of using Fireflies.ai. They're both really good. But yeah, these are really good. I recommend definitely recording every single one of your calls. All your notes from every single call should go into your CRM. Like if you're not putting your notes from every single one of your calls into your CRM, like trust me, it just makes your company way more valuable when you go to sell. Like if you want to because there's a multiplier, guys. So like if your EBITDA is 1 million, right? You could have a 8x multiplier or a 10x multiplier, which means if you have a $1 million EBITDA, your company will be worth 8 to 10 million, right? But if your company's all over the place, your CRM shit, you have no processes laid out, Like your company's just shit, but it's just making money, but like there's no processes. Your CRM's a mess. You might only sell for 2 or 3. So like your multiplier would only be 2 or 3x instead of having like an 8x. So one of the things that increases your multiplier, which increases how much money you make when you sell, is having a really clean CRM with all the note taking from the calls, right? So the more data you have, the cleaner the note taking. I'll make a video of this in the future, but just make sure you guys get an AI note taker. Fathom is free. Like, there's no excuses. Firefly's great. Momentum's also great. So yeah. So if you guys like this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment. I'm going to be making videos daily. I am making videos daily right now, but I'm going to keep it going. Cold email content, Clay content, sales content, CRM content, everything you guys want. Literally comment it down below and I will make a video on it. But that's it for now, guys. Bye-bye.